So people ask you, how do you learn, right? So a Bachor comes to the yeshiva, and one of the things he wants to know is, do you learn more be'iyun or you learn more be'kiyut? In other words, you learn in depth or you're covering more on the surface material kind of a thing. I don't know. And people ask you, sometimes they come and says, what's better, to learn be'kiyut or to learn be'iyun? To learn in depth or to learn in... And the answer is, to a certain extent, none of the above. None of the above. In order to be a big Talmid Chacham, you have to find a different shita of learning. And I'll tell you what it is. If you want to be a Talmid Chacham, what do you think? You have to learn in depth more or to cover more material? What do you think? Just tell me.
Both.
Both. If you have to choose one, let's say 70, percentage, what would you take more? Which one will be more? It will be 50-50? Over your time, what do you think?
I'd say depth.
Depth. Okay. So you're saying depth. Terrific. So if I'm learning about 5 blot a year, and I have about 2,000 blots in the Gemara, so after 5 years I didn't even finish one Masechta.
Okay.
So how am I going to ever become a Talmid Chacham? What do you guys think? Be'iyun. Also be'iyun. Why be'iyun? How much be'iyun?
What's the other one?
Mefarshim and everything. What would you say is a good pace for your iyun? Based on your, you've been into yeshiva. What will be a good pace in iyun? A year.
Not 5 blood.
Okay, 10 blots? 10 blot. Okay. So you learn 10 pages of Gemara a year, right? And it will take you about how many years to finish Bava Kama, Bava Metzia? Right? I'm going to have great grandkids by the time you're done. According to the Shulchan Aruch, or according to Maran in Sefer Avkat Rochel, when he brings regarding the usage of, the payment that a person needs to pay per head, that's taxes, that Talmidei Chachamim will be exempt. He says, Talmid Chacham, who's a Talmid Chacham? He says, a person that knows 2 Sdarim, like Seder Nashim and Seder Nezikin, he knows. So according to your pace, you need to come again in reincarnation to finish 1 Seder. So it's like I'm going to do Gilgul 3 times to finish, to become a Talmid Chacham. That's impossible. However, if I'm learning too much on the surface, I never develop whatever I was supposed to be developing, the depth to understand something from the other. I'm just going through material. So he said both and so on and so on, which is very difficult because very few yeshivot will offer you both. But what did I say about the third way? The third way has nothing to do at all with how do you learn in terms of the methodology of learning. It has to do with the attitude of learning. In order to become a Talmid Chacham, because you see guys going to yeshiva, and they went to this yeshiva, and they learn in depth, and then they leave yeshiva, they're off the derech. And you go to yeshiva that goes faster, and then they leave yeshiva, they get off the derech. And if a person goes off the derech, it basically means that the Torah did not really saturate into the space between his cells. In the space between the atoms of his body, Torah did not fill that gap. So he came out and in and out. In and out. And Rabbatai, this is only because of one thing. The method that I'm talking about is called, if you're asking a person, in this place do we learn be'iyun or we learn be'kiyut? The answer should be we learn be'hatmada, with continuity. You need to understand when you come to yeshiva, the whole world does not exist for you. Nothing. You don't care if Marie Le Pen got voted as a president, or Macron, or Trump fired the FBI head, or he fired the CIA head. That's none of your business. Especially for you guys. especially for you. Becomes a little difficult for a person who needs to come parnasa for his home and so on and so forth, wife and kids, and still, when you come to learn, you need to learn Hatmada. In other words, if you have 3 hours to learn, you need to learn for 3 hours. You're working for me, right? Let's say, for example, you are my workers, and I'm paying you to work. And at the end of the day, after 8 hours of work, I'll pay you X amount of hours, X amount of dollars, okay? So out of the 8 hours a day, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to have a camera over there. I'm going to have a camera, I'm just going to record exactly when you are doing stuff from work, when you're really working. So if, for example, your job is, let's say, to assort diamonds, right? Diamonds are forever, right? You're assorting diamonds. And now you know something, you're just sitting like this, chilling out. Should I pay you for that time you're chilling out? You're not. Why should I pay for you? Did you work for me during that time? When you're talking on the phone to your friend, oh, did you see what the Mets did yesterday? It's amazing. Or the Jets, they hired, what's the point of playing and talking about the Jets or the Mets? They always lose anyway. I mean, what does it do with me anyway? What do I care? Oh, I need time to chill out. Believe me, when you go down 6 or 7 feet under, it's pretty cold there. You're going to be pretty chill there. Believe me. What do you mean, time to chill out? Don't you want to relax? Go to sleep. When you go home, go to sleep. Now you're working for me. I want 8 hours of work because I'm paying you for 8 hours of work. You need to give it back to me. So if I'm going to give you a parcel of, let's say, 100 carats of small diamonds, but you got to be careful because they can pop. There's friction and electricity and static. I don't know, whatever it is. You touch one, all them flies all over the place. Give you 100 carats of, let's say, 3 pointers, right? So it's a big parcel, and I want you to assort it to me in different colors. Do a color assortment of the diamond. You're going to sit there. You're going to go stone by stone, stone by stone, stone by stone. Imagine that to Divrei Torah. You need to be careful with every word, to toil, to work hard on it, to be careful not to miss a word. Because if for example, I'll tell you, listen, there is 100 carats here. And they are the carats of, let's say, 3 pointers. 100 carats of 3 pointers. In a carat, you're going to have how many, every 100 points is a carat. So how many 3 pointers you're going to have in a carat? That's a 33. So if it's 100 carats, how many stones you're going to have there?
300.
And I'm going to count them. And if you're missing a stone, let's suppose I'm going to weigh it. If the scale says instead of 100 carat 00, it says 99.93, right? And you're missing a stone, I'll charge you for that. You're going to be very careful. When you are missing a word, or you don't understand a word, or you're not toiling on a word, or you're busy, you right now lost olam umlo, you lost all the treasures of heaven. So when you are working, and you are learning, and you're stopping, and you're learning, and you're stopping, and you're learning, and you're stopping, na'aseh torato gzarim gzarim. Pieces, 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 and pieces. If I'm going to go send you to, I don't know, buy an expensive suit, I don't know what suits are expensive. Custom made to your body, Giorgio Armani. Custom made, Giorgio Armani is going to measure you, going to take your measurements. You want the suit, it's like one piece, you want the lines of the pinstripes to really match each one and so on and so forth, right? You expect that from such a thing. So imagine that you're going to buy a suit and he gives you the suit like a quilt bed, a blanket, every little pieces here, stitches here, another piece here, stitches here, patches all over. I mean, it fits your size. But it's all patchwork. He said, what is this? 4th of July, what are we, Halloween here? What is this patchwork? I don't want this. This is your Torah. Patchwork. It's custom made, it fits your body, it was made, but you give it back patchwork. I don't want this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you the Torah, you're supposed to measure it, you're supposed to do it, cut it, shape it whichever way you want. You want to make a suit out of it, you want to make a taper suit or bell-bottom pants, you want to make make whatever you want. Here's the material, but just give it to me. I want it nice. I don't care about the design of it, but I just want it nice. I don't care if it's A-line or whatever. Just make something nice out of it. And that's the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us freedom in the Torah. And you give him patchwork. And that's not good. So the most important thing in how to learn is not the iyun or bebekiyut and so on, because you really need both of them. I have a big disagreement with many people regarding the percentage. I really think it has to be 60-40, 60 bebekiyut, 40 beiyun. Because in order to learn depth, you need really the broadness, to have a lot of material, to cover, to understand. So you need 60-40. That's the way I think. Maybe everybody can think whatever they want, but that's that's what I feel. But you need to work hard on it. You need to count. You need to be careful. But you need to know a lot. But the most important thing is your Hatmada. So it's not only how many hours you actually learn. When you actually learn, do you really learn? Excuse me, when you give an hour, is it exactly 60 minutes straight of Torah? Or out of the 60 minutes you got up 2 times to drink coffee, 1 time you went to wash your face, then your eyes, you had to clean your glasses, then your nose is itchy, then your mother calls, right? And out of an hour of learning, what did you get? 5 minutes total of actually learning? By the time you come to start the engine, the race is already gone, it's finished. Try to do this exercise yourself. Next time you're coming to learn. How much of the amount that you learn, you actually learned? You really, even if you listen to a shiur from someone, how much you really listen to every word he's saying? Because usually what happens is you always blame the rabbis, you blame the yeshivas, but it really a lot has to do with you. It has to do with you, therefore it's your attitude. So it's not the method, it's the attitude behind it. Try to make this experience, and to make the experience is not for you to say, oh, I'm so bad. On the contrary, to make the experience, that experiment, is for you to actually create a point reference that you could adjust it. So instead of learning, let's say 30 minutes of every hour, you should actually learn 50 minutes of every hour, and then you're going to learn 60 minutes per hour of pure Torah. That's how you're going to create that ability. As I said to you yesterday, endurance to persevere. You need to develop this. It's an acquired habit. You need to do that. You need to sit down and do that. If you need to take a break, because you're very difficult to keep for a person who is untrained, to keep himself 3 hours on target on something. So, okay, set your clock every 45 minutes, get up, 5 minutes, walk around, spin around, do push-ups, do whatever you want, then come back another 45 minutes like this. At least you know that you have a block of time. And this is how you're able to build, block by block. You can't build a building with gravel, but you could build a building with blocks. So try it, continue learning, don't give up, but just get better at it. Have a good day.